Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. I have a very special author to introduce you to. This is Paula Parker. Hi, Paula.
Hi, Miriam.
I'm so glad you're here. Congratulations on your new book.
Thank you. I'm super excited. Super
Let
excited.
Yes, yes. Well, I'm so glad. Let's show everybody your book.
Ollie the Kindness Guardian.
So
And
much fun.
I love the cover. I love
Yes.
the energy in the cover.
Paula, what inspired you to write this book?
Honestly, originally it was my son. In 2020, he was going through a tough time. I didn't know it at the time. And his girlfriend bought him a little art class, and he ended up drawing the original picture of Ollie. And I was having a pedicure and he sent me the photo, and instantly, like there was an energy thing, I thought this little guy has a story and his name is Ollie. And I texted him back. I'm like, I'm going to write a story about him. And he's like, okay. And I worked on him. I worked on him for years. My mom and I were originally supposed to write together a thriller, but I poured a lot of my attention into Ollie. And then after I retired, I found your children's master class online one evening, and I thought, you know what, this is a sign. And I joined the master's class and started doing the monthly meetings that you had. And it kind of got really serious from there. And I knew, this was going to be something.
Well, I'm so glad you did because now we have this great book to share with the world. Thank you for writing it. Can you tell everybody, Paula, what is Ollie the Kindness Guardian about, and who would you say it's for?
I would say it's from K through three grades. Ollie, the kindest guardian. So I named the group of cats the Catamus cats, and they're just this nice little group of cats that have differences. They want to be accepted for their kind hearts and the differences that they have. And I chose really basic things to make them different.
Hmm.
And the other animals in the forest and the woods tease them all the time for their differences. So I think it's a book that leads to a lot of great conversations about lessons of kindness.
Yes. Yes, for sure. I really liked all those themes actually in the book because I think every child is going to be able to relate to them. What is it that you hope that parents and kids will take away from this book?
My biggest hope, and the reason I chose the most basic of differences, is that parents and kids, teachers, honestly, adults, that when your differences are bigger and your our opinions are on a greater scale of being different, that that's okay, but it's not okay not to be kind. Like we can disagree with each other, we don't have to like each other. But I want the bigger takeaway to be that at the end of the day, kindness is going to win the day because it's like the great equalizer. So I've
Mhm.
always told my friends, I think it's for adults too. It's not just a kid's book because there's the whole world needs to come together with the cat and his cats and just be kind.
Yes, I really like that. I actually read your bio and I really like what it says in your bio. Let me ask you, Paula, what languages do you speak?
I speak English and the language of kindness.
So perfect. I thought that was just so nicely put into your author bio that I had to ask you.
It
So,
is universal. And I want to add on to that. I had this one little
yeah.
girl. I taught ESL for 22 of my 23 years. And I received a newcomer. She'd been in the country, I don't know, all of a week. So she had zero English, and it was time to change classes. And I paired her up with this little boy and to go to the next class. But somehow she got lost in the shuffle, and I was about to go to lunch. I'm not going to cry, but the kindness that she felt in my class when she got lost, she went back to the one place where she knew she was okay. And she
Hmm.
somehow made it back to me, crying and
Hmm.
just fell into my arms, and I was able to get her, help her to her next destination. But yeah, kindness is everything.
Is everything. And I have to say, from my own experience, being in an ESL program, that ESL teachers, English as a second language teachers, plays such an important role in a child's life who's learning a brand new language. And I remember my teacher, Mrs. Pike, I was 10 years old, who showed kindness by an inclusion, by including all these kids who are not speaking the language, who already feel out of place, right? The
Mhm.
difference is right there. So I'm so glad to know that about you. I can only imagine the love in your classroom. Thank you, Paula. Okay, I'm going to pause right now and let everybody know that this book is available today on Amazon. So make sure, friends, go to Amazon, grab a copy of this fun book. We want to spread kindness everywhere. We want to have those conversations with our children, with our grandchildren. That is the biggest thing that we can teach them, to be kind and to support and love everybody around them. So go to Amazon, grab a copy of the book. I've got the soft cover, but it's also there in hardcover and in ebook format. Paula, how long had you been thinking about writing a children's book for?
The children's book, not until I saw the picture. It
Okay.
was always going to be. I was an emotional writer with my emotions sometimes, but my mom and I always were going to write that thriller, and we had some good ideas. I ought to reach out to some thriller authors, um, but the children's book was the one that was meant to be because it came from
Yes.
such an innocent place in my son, from his heart, and I feel like this is going to sound crazy, but I really feel like Ollie can change the world. I do.
Hmm. Hmm. Yes. Yes. I believe that quality children's books can change the world. We have to provide these books for children. So I'm glad that you're helping with that. So let's talk about your journey as an author. What would you say was the biggest challenge when writing this book?
That I was enough,
Mm.
that I was going to be able to accomplish it. I've always been, this is going to sound really funny, but I've always been like the average person in the room. I was never great at this or great at this. So the biggest challenge was believing I could do it. And kindness is really always my thing. You know, people would say, "What are you good at?" I'm like, "Being kind." And it actually happened in a college class that before an exam, someone said, "Let's talk about what we're all great at." Like, oh no, and they're all great at so many things. And they got to me, and I'm like, "Well, I'm just going to be honest. I'm just really kind." I'm like, "That's all I got." And it got really silent in the room. And this one girl goes, "I think that's the best one." And I was
Right?
like, "Oh,
Yeah.
okay." Yeah, but it goes back to that. And just believing that you can do it no matter what, that you are enough.
Hmm. Definitely. Wow. What a great skill. What a great thing to have. I think that's something that we should all be adding to our resumes, what we should strive to be, right? What are your skills? I'm kind. I'm kind. So good. What about lessons? What would you say was the biggest lesson throughout the publishing process?
Okay. The biggest lesson is that everything is going to be okay.
Mhm.
Everything is going to work out. And I've shared a little bit of this on my social media that after I retired, I don't know what happened, but anxiety just invaded my entire world. I became the most anxious person where I couldn't think through things. I couldn't figure things out because I'd go into like a panic. And then after joining publishing masterminds, you guys are like, you have a plan for everything. And I just want to say, God bless Joya. She has received some pretty crazy, discombobulated emails from me. But she was always like, oh, we got this. This is okay. This can be fixed. This is okay. So the overall lesson in this, I think we're in the 11th month, is that it's going to work out. And I can proudly say that the anxiety that gripped me for so long, it's 80% gone.
Mhm.
And that's thanks to you and your team and Group 19.
Oh, Paula, thank you for sharing like this. Thank you for opening up. I value not just your kindness, I value how authentic and real you are. I have been watching your social media. You shared some things with your son there recently, and I think what a great example of sharing the things that you have been through because we can all relate to that and be brave enough to talk about it so other people feel included, feel like they're not alone when they're having their own emotions. So thank you and your son for that. That was really, really good and really special. Well, okay. So all of that. Today, we're celebrating this amazing book. What is the best part of accomplishing this dream? I know it started off as you wanting to write thriller, but I'm so glad you switched to writing this book for children. What's the best part of accomplishing this dream for you?
Um, One that I'm sharing what's in my heart. That people that read it, I want them to know who I am. Also, my grandkids, my great grandkids, my great great grandkids, people that my family that will never meet me, like my grandmother, my great grandmother Addie's on the dedication page. Well, I never met her in person, and she's been this person that just my guardian angel, and I can feel her. That they can pick up Ollie the Kindness Guardian and say, my great great grandmother did that, and they can get a sense of who I am. And then finally, it would be for that one kid in a classroom or in a bookstore that, picks it up and maybe says, like, well, I only had one parent too. Or they can identify with the book and it becomes their favorite and they feel validated that
Hmm.
kindness and being kind to everyone is really what's going to save the day.
You're just overall such a great person, Paula. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Okay, so now you're here at the finish line. You get to hold your book in your hands. You did this. There are a lot of aspiring authors that watch our interviews. What piece of advice do you have for them? What do you want to
Do
share?
it. Do it. Take the leap of faith. I mean, just jump, knowing that you're going to have wings going down because your team is just going to surround them like angels, and that the journey is going to be amazing, and there'll be a different, more, I don't know what the right word is, a different, more fulfilled person on the other end of it, because
Mm,
that's how I am. Like you heard the Instagram where if you could have told the end of 2024, Paula, I'm not going to cry again, but if you would have told me that I would be sitting here so happy and full of joy and it's authentic and it's real, I wouldn't have believed it. So I would say do it no matter what, do it. And do it with Miriam Laundry.
mm.
Do it with your
Thank you.
publishing company.
Thank you, Paula. Thank you. Things can change so quickly. I think that that is a great message also that wherever and however people are feeling right now, things can change in a dime. And things can change. If you're feeling sad today, tomorrow's a new day. And Paula, I'm so glad that you put yourself out there to be here. You put yourself in the right room to be here today, and we get to celebrate you today. So friends, we've been talking a lot about, a lot of emotions and things that sometimes can be difficult, that are difficult. I want to make sure you know that this book, Ollie the Kindness Guardian, is the type of book that, well, first, it's a fun book. And the characters in the book are experiencing some differences and perhaps some sort of some bullying, but we come to a great resolution. Paula, I think you wrote this book in such a manner that kids are going to relate to it, and we see that these characters who are children themselves figure out the solution for themselves. They come together, they support each other, they show kindness, which is the message throughout this book. So friends, make sure to go to Amazon today and grab a copy of this book. Now, besides going to Amazon, Paula, where else can our viewers find you?
They can find me at paulaparkerbooks.com, and the link will be live on my launch day at Paula Parker Books on Instagram and Paula Parker Books on Facebook. And I just recently found out that I'm online with Barnes and Noble.
Excellent. Good, good. Okay, let's spread kindness everywhere, friends. Before we go, Paula, I always like to ask this last question. Is there anything else you want to share or anything that you wish I would have asked you?
Um, Honestly, just my utmost gratitude for your team, the company that you've built, and the people that you are, and the hearts that you have. And I would want to thank Group 19 for us growing together and supporting each other. And that's a lifelong friendship. And so you are an incredible human, and what you have done for so many people is just priceless.
Paula, thank you so much. That's so beautiful. We can see your kindness right there. Friends, let's spread a little bit of kindness. Let's spread some more joy. Go get a copy of this wonderful book. Paula, it's been a pleasure talking to you. We'll see
Thank
you
you.
soon.
All right. Thank
Thanks.
you.
Bye
Bye.
bye.